Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. This video is in response to a couple of videos that were made in the last 24 hours. And I want to start out by saying this video is my opinion. This video should be researched on your own for facts. This is for your entertainment. I'm not to be considered as a fact. And don't send any hate to anyone we talk about, please. So, we've been treated to a couple different videos. Both of them were an attempt at trying to straighten out or set the story straight, at least their opinion, of righting the wrong that she felt she had received. I'm not going to be talking in this video about the 10 hours in a room story. No more than to say, for Todd and for Katie, rewatch your own video. You were there that night. You know what was said. You know what was heard or not heard. We all know what we heard plainly, and we all know what maybe wasn't as plain. But you do know. And you rewatch the video and watch Katie's reaction. Todd, watch it. She has you guilty before this video's 1 second old. Her reaction was cringeworthy. Yeah, it should be hard for you to watch, Todd. And Katie, you knew what you were doing at the time. I only want to bring that up so that in the context of what's been out there, this is what people saw. This is why there's so much. Just think about it. Okay, so I'm not going into the rest of it. If I do make a video on that, that's for another day. I think a lot of videos have been made about it. I do have some other opinions on it, but not as important as the opinions I want to share about what I do want to talk about right now. Okay, let's just start. Katie, you say you're sick of this. You say you're done with it. You want it to be different. You want it to change. You don't want it to keep happening to you, and you don't want it to happen to others. Well, this is all good in theory, but I'm here to share with you, if you'll listen. You wouldn't listen when I would tell you in comments. My comments were struck. I tried to tell you way back, quit lying, Katie. You're lying. Snark isn't lying. You've got that confused. So for me personally, and I think for a lot of the other people out here, I don't know to what level, but this isn't going to go away until you change, until you stop lying. I know you lie about in your content. I know this because I know the subject matter better than you do. And I watch you lie. You lied this week more than 20 times. More than 20 times. That's this week. This is the week when supposedly you've learned some lessons and supposedly you're planning on doing better. I don't see it better. I do see a softer approach, a softer spin, like you're saying things more flowery and a little softer, but if you're going to lie, it isn't going to change. That's not going to fix the problem. I really wish you'd understand that. I don't know if you can do your job anymore without lying. But that's the goal. That would be the hope. I think you'd find almost all the chatter, all the eyes on you would stop being on you if you'd quit lying. I don't know that for sure. I know I wouldn't have reason if you'd stop lying. So, then you go on, besides trying to correct what you perceive was wronged on you, you go on to tell us why you're re-uploading these videos. And you tell us, and I already knew this to be fact, I've got it in my notes from a long time ago, the top video that is watched on your channel and the second top video. Katie, what are those two videos about? You're outing straight people as gay people without having a single shred of evidence, a single iota of anything, some rumors. And you feel you have the right to out people for that. I thought you didn't care for real life consequences. Outing Jana and then her brother Josiah in those two videos as real life consequences in their family, in their church, in his marriage. But you don't care. You don't care, Katie. Real life consequences. Let's remember the goal here. When I had to go back, and I've obviously seen those videos before. I have notes on them from before, but I did go back and rewatch the Josiah one because I'd also seen a video you made a couple months later where Gwendolyn Brown had clapped back, I think is the way you'd word it, for saying you and others were outing her. She was never in. And in that video, it's an almost 11-minute video, 5 minutes of it, maybe 5.5 minutes of it, is you explaining how it's wrong to speculate on people's sexuality. Like, maybe Gwendolyn had gotten through to you. Maybe the gay people in your life, I have gay people in my life, they think what you're doing is horrible, horrible. So you admit in August, bad thing to do. So I went back and thought, I better rewatch this Josiah video because before I say what I was about to say, which I'm sharing with you now, I might want to see if it's still the same in the video. Maybe you'd altered it. You hadn't. So we're to believe that Jim Bob Duggar arranged this marriage for his son, his troubled son. In the best case scenario, he's just a naughty boy. In the worst case scenario, he's a gay person that Jim Bob wants to marry as a straight person. But you go further. You implicate Dwayne Swanson, the father of Lauren. So you're saying, and we're all supposed to believe, and I never did from the get-go, not tooting my own horn, but could see right through it. And I'm happy in a way to get to say this because you and your fans are to believe, that Dwayne Swanson says, you know, Jim Bob sounds like a winner. I see how well that worked out for Anna being with this man and how happy her life has become. I think I'd like my daughter to marry and have a life of being with a man that is bad, naughty, whatever, best case scenario. Or if Katie had her way, if you have your way, he's a gay man. And Dwayne Swanson says, I don't love my daughter very much at all. So little, as a matter of fact. I'd like to have her sign up for a lifelong covenant with a gay man that will never find her attractive. Seriously, Katie? That's what you hung your hat on there? It's sickening. Then there's the Jana video, which is equally sickening. And that has gotten, well, you know how much it's blown up. You talk about her going to this camp, something Hope. Sorry, can't remember the second. But it is a re-education camp, is what you said. And it's a lie. Jana was a counselor, an aide to other young women at that camp for girls. She was there to help. We watched her go there. Janice talked about this. There was no re-education for Jana. That didn't happen. Didn't even happen. Then you want us to believe, again, we have to believe this, Jim Bob Duggar, who you say arranged almost all of his children's marriages, arranged them, had control, has control, total control, that he is so angry and so upset that Jana has a friend named Lauren, and there might be something going on there, that, your words, not mine, chaperone on trips. How about if it's just that the dad goes along? How about that? As a thought. Maybe they welcomed having him along. I didn't see any pictures that said otherwise. So, we're to believe that Lauren, Jana's friend, not Lauren, Josiah's wife, can stick around, be in filmed videos as recently as this last season, and he doesn't want this to be happening. He thinks there's a problem here. Oh dear, that's not good for my Jana. I gotta dream this out of her. I gotta convince her otherwise, and I don't really care for Jana. Lauren. She's a bad influence. What's going on here? You say out of one breath that he's that controlling. Then you say out of the other breath, well, Lauren could still be around. What'd you call her? A mainstay. If Jim Bob Duggar, this control freak, was that controlling, would Lauren be a mainstay? And would he allow her to be filmed in the family unit if he believed there was any truth about those rumors? No, Katie. Both videos are lies just on their basis, but I can debunk them line by line by line by line. So, I think you need to stop getting your information from the rags. The rags, Katie, are not credible sources. You are using places like The Sun, Hollywood Gossip. They are lower level tiered than the National Enquirer. And we know how much truth they're telling. These are worse. These are less credible. Just push it out, push it out, push it out, push it out. That's where you're getting your information from. And I think you need to stop going there because it's not serving you well. And interestingly, because I watched Josiah and Lauren's video a second time all the way through, I can show you how well they're doing for you. At the end of that video, or towards the end of that video, Lauren Caldwell, third Lauren, that's by chance, but third Lauren Caldwell, you say might be courting Jeremiah. Well, this is in May. I didn't check, could go check, verify when you decided it was James. Then a little later in the summer, not James. After Jeremiah, it was Jason. Then a little bit later, after Jason, you switched it to James. And you kind of held firm with it being James until she was courting Titus. Then you now, since Titus and her might not, whatever, now it's Jed. So here's the deal. 4 Duggar guys, you've linked with Lauren Caldwell. If and when Lauren Caldwell ever courts a Duggar, it won't be because you had any street cred here. No, Katie. You want to guess Jackson too while you're at it? I think he's the last guy at home. I mean, come on. These rags are not serving you well. This is crap. Content that's lies, crap. And you're willing to lie and change narratives to suit your purposes. It shows. It's pretty much what everybody's talking about out here in YouTube land. How you lie and change the narrative. You want this to stop? What comes first? What'd you say today? You said, nobody believes me when I say I'm sorry. You said, I think it's going to take actions. Well, that's what I'm here to see. Are you willing to do the actions that it's going to take to right your ship? Let's see, Katie, what you're willing to do here. Okay, so the next thing on this video I really want you to understand is you need to stop saying that it's everyone. It's happening to everyone. Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone isn't perfect. It's going to happen to everyone. The mob, the angry mob, will come get you. Be careful. Well, that's nice words to the wise, and I agree. But you said they're going to chase through person by person to person, channel to channel to channel. Until you see that you are the problem, Katie. You are the problem. Until you see that for what it really is, all these words, everyone coming after everybody, and none of us are perfect. All the channels, none of them are perfect. Those are your words and your thoughts, and they're delusional. Delusional, Katie. What you're not telling yourself is center of the universe on this story is you. It is you. So I have a question for you and Todd to... Actually, I think I have 3 questions for you and Todd to answer. Not to me. I want you to go and see if you can answer these questions to yourself. How many other channels have multi-million-dollar lawsuits against them right now? Yeah. How many of the channels have enemies everywhere they go? You have made enemies when you had a blog at Pathos, on Twitter, on YouTube, maybe Instagram. That one I don't know. I won't put it out there since I don't know, but I know blog, Pathos, Twitter, YouTube, mom groups. You talked about a mom that was hated you so much that she basically was slandering you on what your son has or doesn't have. Said Munchausen about you. How many others have CPS come into their door? There's literally hundreds, if not thousands, of channels on YouTube. Answer those questions, Todd. If you believe her that it's happening to everybody, oh, there was some stuff over there with Deaf Noodles. Oh, there was something over there with Angelica Oles. To what level, Todd? To the level that you are going through? I don't think so. I haven't heard of it. I have not heard of it at all. So, this week, I mentioned already that you've had more than 20 lies just this week. Some small, some bigger. But still, nonetheless, you're willing to lie. That has to stop. I don't think you're changing since it's this week, this very week. You relied on the regs again for 3 stories about Ginger Volo. Sorry, got roll off on the brain. The first one, the regs, and you agreed that she had a great contract. That's why she's the richest kid. That's not even close to true. The next video, you reverse. Terrible contract. Awful. She's willing to quit over it. Where'd you get the information for both of those, Katie? Which reg? Start with that reg. Don't use that one anymore. Lies. And then you re-uploaded this video that was utter lies the first go round. And it's funny, I realized why it's there. You didn't want to re-upload the number 1 video, which was on May 9th of 2020, the Jana video. Don't want to screw the algorithms with that puppy. You didn't want to upload the one on May 7th about Josiah and Lauren. So you picked the one on May 8th, right smack dab in the middle. Well, that one can be re-uploaded because I'm not going to ruin anything there, except it was all lies. None of that happened. None of that happened, Katie. And you still spewed it out there for everybody to see, and nobody, I mean, I shouldn't say that. There probably are some of your followers that buy that crap, but you're not getting any real street crud. Yes, you are. You're getting real street crud. That was a great misspeak. You're getting real street crud for that story, but you're not getting any street cred there. Well, that tickled me, didn't it? Okay, so I guess at this point, let's move to the part where you tell us you really, really want this to stop. You said you're putting up a flag. You didn't mention if it was white or if it was surrender, but I'm gonna hope that's what you meant. Like, I'm done. I'm done. I think you realized, and maybe Todd helped point that out to you, that there was real life consequences for what was happening to you. Your husband, you said, could go to jail for what he was accused of by this person. That's a crime in your state. Well, that would be a pretty big consequence from what you did and who you are. If that would have happened, Katie, you need to live with, you brought all of this on yourself. Lots of us already knew who you were and what you were about before there was a Tati Westbrook video or lawsuit. You've laid it down. If there is karma, you're getting it. If this payback, you're getting it. If Todd would have went to jail over something like that, unless he really did it. I mean, if he didn't do it and it happened and he got guilty from this situation, you brought on the situation, Katie. You did. You want it to stop? Todd, do you want it to stop? Make your wife quit lying on other people. I can't say that enough. And Todd, just between you and me, I told her over and over and over again, and she would throw my comments out. I warned her. And I warned her as a friend. I didn't warn her as, like, I don't even know what it would be. I really was trying to befriend her at the time. Like, hey, little honey, this could be trouble for you. As you might not know at this point, I'm quite a bit older than Katie. So I've seen the world for a little longer than she has. So anyway, you at a certain point in this video said, I'm begging you, stop. Please stop. Stop. I'm going to say a few things now, and what I want you to do is go back to that mirror, Katie, and answer these honestly, okay? What did you do when the following people asked you to stop? We're going to start with Steve McRae. I only know so much, as the rest of the world does too. Steve knows, you know. But what I do know is what I saw you accuse him of, based on what you said you were accusing him of. And remember, you changed your story. I know you to be a woman that holds her own in a male conversation and slings it as good as any trucker. He couldn't have done, I don't believe he could have done and affected you. You can spew it just as good. So all I'm asking you to do, you don't answer to me. What did you do when Steve McRae was like, stop? This has lifelong consequences for Steve McRae that gets attached to his name. But what did you do is the question. I saw you double down. You know in your heart of hearts. You were trying to save face, weren't you, Katie? Because you had gotten caught in backing the wrong horse. And you looked bad. So, well, at least I can say that. There's no proof of that one. So what you tried to use phone call. Well, that didn't work. So I switched that up. You know. So you figure, you go answer that question. Look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself the truth. And what's the answer? What did you do? Okay. Amber Portwood. When she's going, stop. Please stop. What did you do, Katie? Double down? Parole officers? What did you do there, Katie? You know what you did. What grace are you giving these people? Leslie Bass. I don't know. I'm reading these off and remembering these stories, and they're just so disgusting. And you're at the heart of them. How many other YouTubers this year did any of this kind of damage, Katie? Any of this kind of damage? Angelica Oles. Now, I know this week earlier this week or last week, you basically, on, I think it was Twitter, took it back. You knew this. You saw this. You could have told us what she was like, blah, blah, blah. Doesn't change what you did. Either you mishandled that strike and regret it, or you don't. You don't take it back. This is now, remember, the new and improved Katie. No, you don't get to take it back. Either you meant it or you didn't. And right now it looks really likely you didn't mean it. Was she on your apology tour? Katie, you're in the mirror. Be honest. I saw you yell at her. I saw you, like, how dare she do that when she stole my stuff. And yeah, we saw you. What about when BX Beast Boy says stop? What was his crime? You were lying about that. You know it. It was his birthday, Katie. Real life consequences. You made him feel like schmuck. He's a black man. What? Saying he did illegal stuff, a felony, like real life consequences? Yeah, I think that was terrible. And you know what you did. Janelle Evans. Katie. Real life consequences? Her husband? You knew what you could be doing there. You didn't care. You didn't care. That's the Katie that we've all watched this whole time. I'm going to put the Duggar kids in this. What did you do? They haven't contacted you and said, stop, please stop. But I know, I've seen your comments. I've been in your comments. I used to, a year ago, comment in your comments. People asked you to stop lying about them. What did Gwendolyn Brown? What does your gay community say about like guessing, or I mean just making the salaciousness to being gay? If you don't think it's bad, why is this big salacious thing? And then secondly, you know that Janice come out and clarified that. Josiah's married. We've been through this. What did you do when, I know what you did to me. Adioski. Adioski. And then what did you do when Tati said, stop, please stop. Please stop. 4 times, Katie. 4 times. James Charles came to you and tried to be your friend. Well, you burned that bridge, didn't you? One of the biggest content income guy on YouTube. You really pooped in your Wheaties. Anyway, your subs told you, James Charles told you, Tati herself told you, 4 cease and desist told you, and where are you now with that? But I want you to look in the mirror, and I want you to tell yourself what you feel you did when she asked. What did you do? That's the question on the table here. What did you do with all of those people when they asked for grace? When they asked, please stop, it's too much. When you can answer that honestly, and no more delusion, no more crap, that's when there'll be real change in your life and on your channel, and that's when we'll see it, when the lies stop and that changes up. So I guess I want to end this with this. If you really want it to stop, it's going to take more than a softer demeanor. It's going to take something more than flowery language. I'll just say my lies softer and calmer and cuter. No, Katie. It must all stop. And it's not going to, you said, we should not expect you to fix this overnight. I'm telling you, that's your only option. If you can't control what you put out as video overnight, like flip the switch, then you should not be doing any videos because you're just digging the hole deeper. Stop doing that. I'm going to push you further because you said nobody will believe you when you say you're sorry, and you've earned that. You've said sorry too many times and taken it back and reversed and continued the problem. So it's going to take actions. So I'm going to push you a step further, Katie. Start by taking down those 2 videos. We've already been through that they're lies. We've already been through it's wrong to surmise whether someone's gay or not. We've already been through real life consequences for those people. Stop. Take them down. That will hit your pocketbook, as it should anyway. I can't speak for all the rest of YouTube, but that's when I will begin to believe that you have a chance at changing. If you've answered those questions right about when you're looking in the mirror, what you did, what you're asking now is for everyone to give you grace. I didn't even put in here, and probably should. Maybe we should just take a moment. I'm just going to say this quickly, but it deserves a whole section of this video. All of those, I'm getting angry. All of those people were innocent. Where's my list of people? Steve McRae, Amber Portwood, Leslie Bass, Angelica Oles, BX Beast Boy, the Duggar Kids, Janelle Evans, and Tati Westbrook. Not one of them did anything to you. Not one of them did what deserved what you did to them. They're innocent. You, on the other hand, are not innocent. You're the guilty party. You're the reason you're living this life. It's you. So you want grace, you want it to stop, and you're guilty as all get out. I think if we were asking for this to be different and you weren't guilty, might make more sense. But you are. So on top of being the problem, on top of that, you're asking for grace. This is the world answering that back at you, Katie, not any one person. Not any one person. So think about that. If it's going to take all actions, not a couple, not a week, not a month. We're talking, this is going to be a very long comeback, and it's going to take constant doing right. Right. Do it correctly. Don't be wrong. Don't be mean. No more mean-spirited. This week, I watched you snap at a lady because, or girl, I don't know. I won't say her name, but you snapped at her during your Get Ready With Me that you were telling your story about what you had to do as change as a parent. Remember the Holland story? She stole your thunder. She went ahead of you. Stay on task. Stay with the video. Let me tell my story. It was so immature of you, it wasn't even funny. You pointed it out at the beginning of the video. You could have waited. You never had to say another word. Never. But it ate at you. That's the Katie we see. That's the Katie we know. You punched back, didn't you? And then she feels bad. Yeah. So long term, long comeback. It's going to take you a long time to make this right. And it is actions. We'll see what you do with those 2 big videos. I'm suggesting take them down. Let go of that income. Let it go. You didn't deserve it to begin with. You were lying on both people. People like to see a train wreck, right, Katie? So you gave them one. It was hurtful and it was lies. The other thing, just real quick, I just want to say one more thing about your video. I'm glad I watched it to the end also, because you brought up a problematic YouTuber. I don't know if you just don't have a barometer. You are unable to see right from wrong. I don't know. But YouTube headliners is problematic at best. Ask Sloan. I was there when that went down. She made friends with these people. She made up a whole nother channel and pretended she was a different person so she could use the stuff she had gleaned from befriending them to now use against them. What's really funny, in the language she used to try to defend herself, she gives herself away. And then also, if this channel was real, it came down that very day, and it's never come back. Never made another video. Gone. She got caught, busted, gone. And you use her? Katie, try to at least, anybody reputable, just try. Bad choice. Bad choice. You know Sloan. Ask Sloan about that one. I think there's videos still up about it. I haven't checked lately, but I think. So, I hope you paid attention. I don't even know if you'll ever see this. I guess I'm kind of hoping maybe Todd does. Because if nobody has a handle on you, then it's not going to be any different. I'm hoping. Here's hoping, right? Okay, guys. Appreciate the rest of you that stayed through this. If you can at least take from what I've tried to say to them is, let me know in the comments. It's the lying. It's the mean-spiritedness, right? This isn't about the lawsuit. Although she got that for doing those 2 things. It's not serving her well. Her whole life must be hell. And it's got to stop one way or the other. And I think it's Oprah that says, life's going to hit you softly, then it's going to hit you with like a 2x4, and then it's going to hit you with a Mack truck. When you're going the wrong way, it's going to keep telling you until you go the right way. Just a thought, Katie. All right. I made it through this video. I don't think I'm going to have to edit it. So it's just going to go to YouTube. Well, that should make for an earlier evening. All right, guys. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you guys soon. Take care.